Hey guys, first of all, sorry for the noise. If there's like a annoying noise in the video, that's because they're cutting the grass just outside my window, so that's great. Today I'm going to review The Conjuring 2, which is the sequel of the Conjuring movie from 2013. Both movies were directed by James Wan, and they both star Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. So yeah, this movie was actually pretty. I have my info here because I don't want to mess this up. But yeah, the movie was actually pretty good, and I have to say that James Wan is a very good horror movie director, to be honest. And that's not something that happens quite that often, because there have been other directors recently that have tried to do like these huge franchises from of horror films, like the Saw movies, for example. But I never got to see any of those because I don't like that kind of horror. I think that's more close to the gore side of horror and not actually scare yourself horror. And that's the type I like. I actually like the movies like The Exorcist, or movies like sometimes like Scream, like the original Scream was really good. I mean, I watched that fairly recently. The three Scream movies, of course, number three is not that good, and number four sucks. But number one and two are actually pretty good, and the story is very well done, and even the acting really suits those movies. And Wes Craven is the other one that's really good in directing horror movies. He was really good with those Scream movies. And I don't know who else. I always forget his Carpenter. I don't know his first name, but I just forgot his name. The director of The Thing, that movie was really great. I mean, it was gross actually too, and kind of gory too, but it had more horror than anything else, and I really like those movies. So that's the kind of horror I like, and that's the kind of horror that The Conjuring brings us. I mean, there are some really good scares, but not really. There's not really a horror like something that you can just see, that you have to turn your face away from the TV. That doesn't really happen with this movie, but it's scary in the sense that you get to think like, oh my god, what if that happened, next door or in my house or whatever. And I don't think the first Conjuring was about demonic possession, but this one really is about demonic possession, because they start the movie talking about, spoiler alert, about the Amityville killings. And in those killings, a father murdered his family, I believe. So it was a really horrible story, and the Warrens, which are the couple played by Vera Farmiga, Patrick Wilson, were brought there to to assess the situation. And it was there that Vera Farmiga's character, whose name is Lorraine, discovers this demon that's in that house, in the Amityville house, and then she kind of carries that demon with her to. I don't know how that works, but she sees it in her home, and then in the home that the whole case of the movie is happens, basically, which is in England. A girl is like haunted by this older guy, like this old guy that died in his home, but apparently that's not the one that they are looking for. Apparently that guy is being manipulated himself by that demon, whose name I forgot, but a really bad demon. I mean, he was really clever, and he really masked himself away from Lorraine in order for her not to to detect him, if you will, because she's known, let's say, for having these visions and dreams and like premonitions and all this. And it's the really science fiction-y part of the movie, because yeah, of course, for example, The Exorcist had moments that were like unbelievable, but in the sense that they were really grounded in let's say factual truth. And I think the Conjurings, and both Conjurings actually, sometimes step away from that and really go like fantastic at some points. And of course, you can believe or not believe, all these demonic possession thing and everything that has to do with the paranormal, as I talked in a recent video in Spanish. But you have to, in movies at least, you have to be able to do it in a way that people can believe that that may happen. And sometimes in the movie, there were a couple of times that I was like, that doesn't really make sense. That doesn't like there were like some rushed moments, like she sometimes magically has the answer, and that kind of bothers me. I mean, even if it was true, even if it was she was like that kind of person, it's kind of annoying, to be honest. I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So yeah, whatever. But aside from that, I mean, we have to step away from reality sometimes to watch a movie, and and if we step away enough from reality, to watch this movie, I think it's pretty good. I mean, James Wan is a really great director. He works really good with his actors. I mean, the acting of the girl, the acting of the whole family of the English girl, actually, her neighbors, and the people that like help them, sorry, to solve the mystery. I mean, these older guy that lost his daughter, the skeptical woman. I mean, they were all really well played, and really well played for a horror movie. And I say that because many horror movies think that because they have to show, like the deaths and everything, that it doesn't matter that they should have good acting or a good art direction or something like that. And these movies, actually, the first one too, had great art direction, had great costume design, had great makeup. I mean, this one has great makeup for that, like non-demon. I mean, which is the actual demon that plagues the whole movie. But she's really, I mean, the actress, I believe it must be an actress. I don't know, maybe it's a man, but the makeup was really well done on that character. I mean, it's really scary. Not only the hands that are like the hands like from the girl from The Ring, which is not a horror movie for me. I mean, I don't get scared by that movie, to be honest. But I mean, not only the hands, but the face and that the darkness and the teeth. I mean, that's really, well, it really makes you like cringe a little bit, but it's fun at the same time. And I think it's really amazing with these movies that are horror and that you have to be scared about are like funny in the same way. I mean, when the girl speaks in the demon's voice, I know it wasn't the demon's voice, it was the old man's voice. It was really funny. I mean, I thought it was a really well done scene because of the blurriness and because they practically only focus on Patrick Wilson, and you can see like the character behind Transformed. It's blurry, so you can really. I mean, it's really well done, but it's really funny in the same way because of the voice, and it's a girl. I mean, there are things that are funny, but of course there are really horrible parts. For example, with the crooked men, I think that was the scariest part in the movie was all around. I mean, when the kid goes down to have a drink and he goes up to his bedroom and the truck comes back alone. I mean, that was fucking scary. I mean, the less you show, the more scared, the more you scare people, basically, and that really works on this movie and on that scene. And when it actually appears, the crooked man, and he yells at that kid, it's kind of anticlimactic because it's really scary, but the kid is not that scared, so so it's really like confusing, like run or do something. I mean, he's going to kill you. Why are you just staring at him? I mean, I would have run like a mad person, but that's horror movies for you. All horror movies have to have like that real little ridiculousness, if you will, at some point. I think it's necessary because you have to let people relax a little bit at some point. That's why they have like this. They play the love story between Lorraine and Ed, which is really important because they are a couple and they work to get together. But they really play that around because you have to be able to relax. So they play the romance card and they do some jokes here and there because you really have to relax and you really have to like exhale a little bit after all that pressure of seeing so many things. So I think it's well done. I think James Wan knows really how to put that, make that work. Like not only scare you to death, but also like telling you the human story behind these horror stories. Because there's Ed and Lorraine. There's also that family, and every single character has their own backstory and a human story, and something that really touches you, and that's really real. I mean, even if you don't believe in ghosts or in demons or whatever, you actually get to relate to those characters because they are real. The guy that lost his daughter, you may have lost someone yourself. The woman that's fighting against her husband for her children, and the husband is not there, and she has to raise her kids alone. That's relatable. And the kids that have like issues at school and that want to be cool, and all those things are really relatable. And in the mix, and you mix that with all the horror story and the horrible things that happen to that poor family. So it's really, I think the movie is really well sewn together, if you will. It's really well done, and I do hope that more horror movies are done like this. Sometimes they just want to scare you, and that's it. And in the need of scaring, in the urge to scare you, they just do everything wrong. And sometimes the jokes that they add are way too much, and they are way too frequent and way too stupid, and the screenplays are not really smart. They treat you like an idiot. And this movie, to be honest, doesn't really treat you like an idiot. They actually try to feed some information to you, but also you get to your own conclusions. I mean, for example, when she realizes that she had written the name of the demon, in the Bible when she was like scratching it. I mean, you could have known that by yourself from way before that she realized it. And that's great because they play with that. They play with you. Let's see if you guess it before the character does. That's really interesting. And not only in horror movies, but in all kinds of movies, really. So yeah, that's my review for The Conjuring 2. This is a really good movie. I really recommended it. So please like this video, comment if you liked this movie or not. Share this video in your social networks, in social media, sorry. Yeah, subscribe to my channel for more reviews of other movies and for videos in Spanish about random things. Thank you so much. Goodbye, and sorry for my speech impediment because apparently I'm not speaking correctly today. Thank you so much. Bye.